Hello, my name is Perry Cloggis and I'm with the Department of Veterans Affairs in Hampton, Virginia. I am a licensed clinical social worker at the domiciliary. I'm presenting this to you today because I'm not going to be able to come to the class this Saturday to give my presentation, so therefore we're going to go ahead and do this on videotape. I'm working this weekend. Well, let's go ahead and begin. I am a licensed clinical social worker again in the domiciliary. The domiciliary is a very unique place in the VA. The domiciliary is an inpatient unit we have 180 beds in our facility. The inpatient unit is unique because it's not a skilled nursing home. People have to be independent there. It's not a hospital because, again, it's not treating an acute need. What we do treat in the domiciliary is homelessness, drug abuse, PTSD, those sort of things. And my program was created in 2009 by Eric Shinseki, who was appointed by President Obama to end homelessness. Well, he wanted to end homelessness by the year 2014. That's part of the Homeless Initiative. And my program was created in 2009 to help solve that issue. A little bit about the programs we have in the domiciliary. We have a drug abuse program called DAP. It helps solve issues with someone needs drug abuse intervention, can stay there for 60 days to get treated for that. We have a PTSD inpatient unit which has 7 beds, helps veterans out with PTSD, and that's all they focus on. We have a program called Rehabitat which focuses on severely mentally ill, SMI, and they also work with chronic homelessness. And then you come to my program, which is called DOM Case Management, or DCM for short. My program helps veterans out who are strictly homeless, who need to get back to the employment sector, who need to work on getting disability claims so they can get an income under them, or just for general housing. And let me just go ahead and discuss one question I saw that I wanted really caught my eye here. The question was, is the organization effective and or efficient? Please explain your answer and bring examples to support your statements. I'd like to think that my program is the most successful program in the domiciliary. But we do have some research to back us up here. And how do we measure these things? Well, we did a longitudinal study on 91 veterans who were randomly chosen. And these veterans were chronically in the inpatient unit. They kept on going to the inpatient psych ward over and over and over again. And the problem that causes is it just causes issues with income or financial stuff. It's cost a lot of money going to an inpatient psych ward unit. So we took these 91 veterans who came into our program, and we followed them afterwards. And we saw that 91 out of these veterans here, that 70% of the veterans who came into our program out of this 91, they're too sad when they came into the inpatient. They just stopped going to the inpatient unit. That was a really unique study because when they come into our program, they finally get an income under them, or they finally get stable work, or we get them housed. We get them into a program that helps them with housing. The other way that we really study if our program is effective is at the end of the year we take our veterans there's 4 people who work with me, there's 2 psychologists, and there's 2 social workers. And at the end of the year we take the clients we worked with and see how they were successful or not in completing the goals. And I'm looking here, I went back to look at my study. So far I've had 58 clients this year. And 50 of them have, we did a follow-up study after they discharged from the domiciliary, and they have housing, they have work, or they have an income underneath them. And then there's 8 that you're probably wondering about. The 8 veterans that we have that weren't part of that study, they were actually regularly discharged from the domiciliary, probably for drug use or dangerous behavior. I think that's a very unique study, and I think that's very admirable things we do. What makes my program successful, and that comes back to helping out with the veterans. The veterans we sit the veterans down during the year, and we do a focus group, and we ask them what are some of the things that they need to do to become successful. And again, in my program, the thing that they want is housing, income, or work. When I first started in 2009, everyone wanted depression groups. Depression groups were the big thing. Anxiety groups, groups that dealt with insomnia. But when we set the veterans down, we asked them, what are the things that you want? And again, that's part of the recovery model. With the recovery model, we check and see what it is that makes the veterans get what they need from a program. From that focus group, what we found out veterans wanted was they wanted resume groups. They wanted groups that dealt with helping them get computers or helping them understand how to use computers. We had a resume group, which I lead. We have a group that deals with, let's see here, community resource, the community resource type group. And we have peer support led groups that help them. We have peer support people who come in and teach them things about how to keep on doing that recovery, how to keep on going down the recovery model track. So therefore, now we teach these groups that make veterans successful, and I think the veterans now are getting these groups that help them get these jobs, get these sort of things that make them successful, get the unemployment taken care of. Because in the past, again, it was depression groups, anxiety groups, and insomnia groups. And again, how does that help out a veteran who is looking for a job? How does that help out a veteran who's looking for housing? And those type of services were provided by outpatient. So in going back into this, so you have this program created by Eric Shinseki to end homelessness. Then you have our we have our longitudinal studies to see if our program is effective. But I think the biggest ingredient to our program is getting the studies and getting the focus group from the veterans to see what works for them, what's best for them, because we may think that we know what's best for them, but again, the veteran knows what's best for them and what they can do to get back on track. We're not the experts of their lives, they're the experts of their own lives. I really wish that I could be there to this group, to the Saturday group, to help you guys see a little bit more about the Department of Veterans Affairs. And I gotta say, the Department of Veterans Affairs is probably the best place I could ever work for, and I love helping the veterans of every day and coming in and seeing them. And having success like we have right now, I mean, that's pretty successful when I have 58 clients and 50 of them are now housed, have employment, have an income, and no longer homeless. And because of the stuff that we are doing now, we're not having people keep on going back to inpatient psych units. So I really want to say thank you very much. Take care.